What's up, everybody? This is Jimmy with Trade Decoded. It is February 19th, 2025, and I know we're off a little bit on our schedule as far as videos go and the way that they've been done. Yesterday, I had made some changes to our Discord community over the long weekend, and I put abundant amount of notice as to what you needed to do to avoid any problems. But since everybody has their notifications turned off, they were unprepared for the fact that they couldn't see our live voice channels. And as a result, we're panicking. Well, I was dealing with that panic leading into the open and most of the time that I was on the mic. So I wasn't even prepared to record the morning yesterday. But what we did do is find, at least I found, puts to take. I think I got in on the first candle and got in during the printing of the second candle. And the only reason that that worked out the way that it did, and I was comfortable doing so, was we had a unique situation yesterday. Yesterday, Qs and SPY were hitting all-time highs at the open, or leading into the open, so in pre-market, which is not a good thing for me. I told everybody I was not going to be comfortable playing calls simply because on both charts, I've got no targets to aim for. That makes me uncomfortable. That said, we did start selling off leading into the open, which made me a lot happier because not only could I justify at least the idea for puts, it allowed me to feel more comfortable taking a trade should I take one at the open, which I did. So yesterday's trade wasn't a huge one, but it paid pretty well, and a lot of the other people in our community took it as well. So let's move forward to today. And oh, by the way, for the people in my community, please, 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 turn your @everybody notifications on. Myself and our two moderators are the only three people that are able to use that. So you're not going to get spammed to death with it, okay? Please turn them on so that you can be prepared and informed. I don't use that unless it's important information, all right? Now, let's move on to today. I was in a dentist chair from 9 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get back into my computer until 10 o'clock. So again, I do not have pre-recorded audio from this morning. However, what I do have is what a craptastic chart we had today when I did get back. Now, what's interesting is that SPY or Qs were trending down, but ADD was aggressively going up. And as I tell you guys several times in the past, when that happens, what's going on is SPY gets stuck in the middle and it can't really pick a direction. So the one thing that I would tell you, if you are looking at a chart or showed up to the market late or whatever the case was, first thing you should do is say, okay, which chart does SPY most closely resemble? Is it the Qs chart or is it the ADD chart? Because one of those two is going to be the controller of SPY. But if they're both going in opposite directions, SPY is going to be moving more sideways than anything. This is a sign to at least be patient. Okay? Now, like I said, I got here around 12, looked at the SPY chart and was like, yeah, I'm pretty glad I wasn't here for the open because there's not much here to do. Shortly thereafter, though, we started talking. I started to say, well, we are currently in a downtrend on the Qs. And then once we put in this higher low right here, which was the first one, by the way, on the chart for the day, I said, higher low, bad for puts. If we can get above this resistance right here on the Qs, I'm expecting it to at least run up to this first resistance. And if we get through that, we'd be looking for the orange dotted line. Now, this particular trade, I was not prepared for or ready to take it. ADD was moving up. Qs now putting in higher lows, which could be the start of an uptrend. We broke through that resistance, and it did exactly what we would hoped it would do in 2 candles. Now, that ended up being a very, very nice trade. I had somebody take it from entry to the first resistance here. They even got out on the first candle or during the printing of the second. It was a 28% return. Guys, 28% return in minutes. Not even. It was a minute. And then we did close above the resistance, and because of higher lows, we're expecting that to take us up to the next resistance, which was the orange dotted line. Now, you had to be quick, but we did get there, and it held as resistance, only to put in another higher low. Higher lows are bad for puts. You don't want to buy puts at this orange line this time because higher low, we're more likely to break up and head up to the next resistance in line. Now, after we managed to watch all this, people were obviously asking me, because ADD started to fall during this move to the upside, which is why I wasn't interested in taking calls while the Qs were going up. Again, ADD's coming down, Qs are going up, SPY's moving sideways. So this trade I did take, I told everybody, while we started to come down, here's a lower high right here, ADD was already dumping, and I said, guys, if the Qs could get below that trend line, I'd be interested in taking puts from that line to my first target would be this double bottom right here. Okay? Now, if we get through that, I'd be hoping to make it down to the next orange line. So we waited for that to happen. We got in. Now, some people got in a little bit more aggressively because of the lower high, and ADD was dumping. That's just confluence. Okay? At the same time, we broke support. That was the trend line. We're looking for the next support down. That's it. That trade right there, I didn't even do the math on it. I could do it real quick. Hang on a second. Sorry. I am not prepared today. That trade ended up being 26.7% return. Now I got in. I was hoping for a little bit more. I got in, or stopped out actually, during the pullback of this candle that hit the orange line down here. But I'm not upset. I didn't think I was going to take any trades today simply because I got here late and I didn't like the way the SPY chart looked. But it started to move. We followed some rules. We got to take advantage of a quick move and got some profit out of it. For me, that was the last trade of the day. Now we are just kind of slowly grinding up. Both charts had just recently gotten to all-time highs again. It's something that I don't do well with. I take that back. We're 30 cents away from Qs hitting all-time highs, but we were near a resistance on the Qs. SPY hit a resistance up here, right there, and ADD was already rotated to the downside. So under our normal rules, if you're looking to ask when you should consider getting into puts, if you're looking for puts, well, let's wait for a break of support or a break of the trend line. ADD is moving down. And then ideally, we'd like to get a close below the next support down. And if that's the case, and there's room between that support and the next one, you take it. If there's not, then you don't take it. But nonetheless, if you just wait for the trend to break at least, and then look at ADD and see that it's pulling back, that's two forms of confluence in your side. And then you could start to make some better trading decisions with that kind of information at your disposal. Now, I'm sorry that I don't have much else to offer you today, but we will be back on track tomorrow. So buy my book. It looks just like this. Okay, it's good. Even the people who are in my community, they're telling me that they're learning more from the book that they didn't even know from being in our room, which was the complete opposite of what I thought was going to be the case. I didn't make this book for the people in my Discord community because everything that's in that book is what we talk about all day long. However, apparently that's working better for them, having the book in conjunction with being in the Discord. So if you're interested in learning how I trade or how I teach, you could find it in that book right there. If you'd like to join our Discord community, well, we'd love to have you. There is a link down below. Your first week is completely free. All you got to do is show up. The minute you show up, your free week starts, okay? And yeah, other than that, I hope you found some useful information in this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to join our Discord community, well, I already told you what you got to do, so I won't get that in there again. And yeah, I hope you all had a fantastic day. Till tomorrow. I love you guys. See ya.